It's James Kleinmann from the Queer Review here.
Hello.
Hi there, Hannah.
How you doing?
Well, great, thank you. And yourself?
Good. Sorry, I'm wasting your time.
Well, you described this as a feel-good show, and I just wondered how consciously you were crafting something warm and uplifting as you sort of went about writing it.
Very consciously. I'm not an accidental comedian. I really am full of intent. But from the beginning, it was the world was very uncertain when I began this show, and I felt like this is a lot. I wanna be constructive.
And to what extent do you kind of see it as a loose trilogy, perhaps a Netflix trilogy of specials with Nanette and Douglas?
It's very much a trilogy, absolutely. I'm using the rule of three in all sorts of different ways in this. I mean, even the name of the special is a play on that. I set up the pattern that my specials are names, Nanette, Douglas, and then with this one, I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, it's classic Hannah, isn't it? But also these three shows. I think if you watch them all, you get a real sense of an individual at a certain point in their life three times. And I think that's an interesting thing at the very least. And also, I think from Nanette to this show, you're witnessing someone who's overcome trauma. And I think that's kind of a special thing.
And I wondered, like, to what extent do you find it sort of more challenging to write and deliver sort of funny material about being happy rather than sort of darker themes?
Mate, it's so much harder. People do not necessarily want to see someone who's happy. Not right now. They're like, we're miserable. Why aren't you? So I was walking a real fine line between building rapport with the audience or building resentment. And I worked really hard to strike that balance.
Yeah. And the show kind of centers around getting married to Jeno, who's also your producer, and we see that she's watching you from the wings during the show.
She's
And I
right
just
here now.
watching
She's
you from
right
the wings
there.
now. Yes. um, how much of it did you sort of the set did you sort of run past her first? Was she kind of your sounding board in some ways for it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most comedians use their partners for sounding boards. Most comedy is a collaboration between whoever is in the room with the comedian when they're workshopping their material. But Jenny's been in the show from the very beginning. She produced the live show. She was there from the get-go. So she's been with me the whole time. And so in that sense, it's kind of a collaboration. She knows this show better than me. She's seen it. I haven't seen it. I've not seen it once. But she was in the edit. So, she's very much across what's happening.
So if you ever need an understudy, then
She,
Jeno could step in maybe.
she can do the show. She can do the show.
And who or what tends to make you laugh the most in your own life?
Do one of my secret joys in life is just seeing things and seeing faces in things. And then when there's not faces in things, I do carry googly eyes with me, and I will make them a face.
Yes.
Yeah.
People like seeing faces in toast, don't they? And things like and
Or Virgin
wow.
Marys. Yeah.
Yeah. Now bananagrams, I love bananagrams mentioned in the show. I just wondered how good are you at bananagrams?
Yeah, I'm really good. But you know what I'm not good at? Leaving enough space on the table for all my amazing words. I'm always just, I'm not too bad, but I'm not fast at anything. So, there's that.
And we learned that Jodie Foster gave you her phone number, which is another very funny moment in the show. Have you used it and given Jodie Foster a call?
I lost it. But we're on email.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
email. Yeah,
Yeah.
email's better, I
Tip
think.
tappity, tip tappity.
And I've just got one final question for you, and it's for your favorite piece of LGBTQ plus culture. So it could be a book, TV series, play, music, artwork, or a person who identifies as LGBTQ plus. So someone or something that's had an impact on you and kind of resonated with you over the years, and why?
Oh, yeah, no. Um, when I was a baby comedian, that sounds funny to me in my head. Eddie Izzard was always really I loved Eddie Izzard's work. Like, you know, And I also love the, you know, the genderqueer presentation from the get-go. That was always really appealing to me. And, you know, I like the way that Eddie sort of tries to understand the world in their work, and that really has always inspired me.
Well, Hannah Gadsby, thanks so much, and congratulations again on something special.
Thank you.
And goodbye to Jeno in the wings.